I took my chick up to the north, yeah. I get my light right from the source, yeah. I get my pictures out in Georgia. I get my way from California. I took my chick up to the north, yeah. I get my light right from the source, yeah.
How are we all doing?
And I see the way I breathe you in is the texture of your skin. I wanna wrap my arms around you, baby, never let you go. And I see
A little bit early, just going to wait for a few people to come on.
it's the way you lift me up. And I'll be right here with you till the end of time. You ain't sure yet, but I'm for you. All I could wish for. Nights so long that we miss more, and days we save as souvenirs. There's no time, I wanna get more time and give you my whole life. I love my girl, I'm in Mallorca. Had to live it, the torture. Remember when I couldn't hold her? Left the baggage for removal. I get my pictures out in Georgia. I get my way from California. I took my chick up to the north, yeah. I get my light right from the source, yeah. I get a feeling so I'm sure.
Just playing some nice chilled acoustic cover music. Good cover this. Don't know who it's by. So today we're going to be doing some mixed feedback. Change it up a bit. Last few weeks I've been doing mixing, and yeah, I thought we can do something a little bit different and go through some other people's mixes, give some feedback, see what we can do. Everyone hear me okay?
The way I breathe you in is the texture of your skin. I wanna wrap my arms around you, baby, never let you go. And I see there's nothing like your touch. It's the way you lift me up. And I'll be right here with you till the end of time.
Basically, I'm streaming kind of once a week, sometimes Tuesdays, sometimes Wednesdays, just depends. And like I say, not every track that I mix can be streamed, so I thought I'd change it up and go through someone else's production, someone else's mix, and just give some pointers and just see, you know, if I was to mix it, what I would do, how I would do it, and why I'm doing it. This track that we're listening today to, or that we're going to be breaking down and looking at different parts, is producer Sam Doherty. It's a great track. So yeah, it's called Dreaming. And I'm in Logic today. I love Logic. I also love Pro Tools. They both do the same thing. I'm in Logic just because I didn't produce this, and it's not my mix. So the mix was done in Logic. But yeah.
Cause I can see the sun light up the sky. So I hit the road in overdrive, baby. Oh, since it is cold and empty, no one's around to judge me.
Wait for a few more to get on.
See clearly when you're gone. And I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can sleep until I feel your touch. I said, ooh, I'm drowning in the night. Oh, when I'm like this, you're the one I
Hope everyone's had a good week.
I'm just walking by to let you know I can never say it on the phone. Won't never let you go. And this time I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch. I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel
Okay,
your
got some people on, so we're going to get started. Just going to lower this music down. Well, first of all, I hope everyone's had a good week, and thanks for streaming in. As I say, we're going to be breaking down this track. It's just going to look at kind of the mix. It's not been mixed by me, but as I say, it's a mixed feedback session, so I'm going to be giving some pointers on where to go with it and what I would do if I was mixing it. I'm not always right. Mixing is obviously all subjective, so it's just giving you guys my thoughts on this. The producer was Sam Doherty, and it's a track called Dreamin', and he sent me the production session, which you can see, and the mix session, which is right in front of me. In Logic, and he's also sent me the limited mix and the unlimited mix as well, and I've asked for both because I'm going to be kind of demonstrating some EQ and compression kind of things, basically. So that's why we're going to look at the production, see where to go with it. I don't have all the plugins that he's got. I spend my life buying plugins, and it would just be never ending if I bought every single plugin. So that's why I've got the 2-track, so we can listen to the mix, and then we can also listen to individual parts. And like I say, some of it won't be very fair in the sense of like the vocals, because I don't have the Metric Halo channel, for example, and he's used that. So, you know, it won't be completely true, but we'll get the point from the 2-track. So yeah. If you've got any questions as well during this this session, then let me know as well, and I'll answer all the questions I can. Like I say, I'll be going through everything from EQ to compression to reverb, choices of sounds, and how to kind of clean the mix up, and kind of where to take it, really. I hope this all helps. Let me turn this cover off. It's a good playlist, this. Acoustic Covers 2022. Check it out if you haven't. So, we better get it started. So, first of all, this is a track called Dreaming, produced by Sam Doherty, and I'm going to play the 2-track final mix. So this is what he's done. And, well, let's have a listen and see where it goes from there, basically.
Every day's the same, the sun has gone. The leaves are falling faster, the timing's off. Wish I was dreaming, I started overthinking about you. Everything's blurry, I wish I was worthy without you. Almost midnight, so lost. Never thought that I'd be
What a tune. That was produced by Sam, who is actually on the stream. So, you know, Sam, if you want to type in the messages, I think people can see it. If there is anything you want to tell us about the track. But from what I know, Sam produced this with his friends. It's a track called Dreamin'. Great song, great melody. Vocalist is great as well. Everything about the track is great. And I was having a chat with him about the mixing. And overall, I think the mix is great. You know, as I said earlier, the mixing is subjective. What I think is right isn't necessarily right, and vice versa. So, you know, I'm just going to go through kind of on the 2-track here now, on the limiter version, just some things that I'm noticing on my system, which I think would help clean up the mix massively. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it again, and I'm just going to, hey Sam, just seen he said hi. Hope you're doing well. Great track, great production. Sam actually produced this as well, so this is all him. Did a fantastic job, and it sounds wicked on my system. So I'm just going to load up an EQ, and I'm just going to kind of find some issues where I've noticed the vocals kind of fighting a little bit with the instrumental side of the track. And then I'm going to kind of do a little bit of that, and then I'm going to look at the individual tracks and kind of just work out where that's coming from and what I would do. So I'm just kind of doing a broad kind of mixed feedback. I'm not going to be mixing the track. I'm just going to kind of be giving feedback on areas to where I think would help the track kind of take it to the next level. But yeah, but overall, great work, Sam. Great work.
I wish I was worthy without you.
So straight away I noticed around kind of between 300 or 400 hertz it gets a little bit kind of boxy and a bit boomy when the vocal's playing with the track. So that sounds like to me that with actually on the mix of the vocal, some of this stuff would need taking out a little bit more, or either the instrumental, just to create a little bit of space, because at the moment it's slightly fighting it, which is what I'm hearing. So this is what I'm doing.
I wish I was worthy without you.
It's just this. You can hear that it's the same frequency on the guitar and the vocal, which are slightly fighting. So I'm noticing that.
I see you again. It's almost midnight. So lost.
That there as well. Around this area.
I wish I was worthy without you.
It's kind of very just muddy, and then when I take it right out, it's obviously too thin. It's making everything, because I'm kind of exaggerating the issue.
I wish I was worthy without you.
So that's coming from the acoustic guitar, and that's a problematic frequency which I'm finding. So I'm just doing some multi-band, some dynamic EQ, just because it's only on certain phrases when the vocal comes in the guitar. So that's what
I wish I was worthy.
vocals could be a bit brighter. So
I wish I was worthy without you.
I'm noticing that as well on the bass. Now that is basically the acoustic guitar and the bass guitar slightly clashing.
When
that song up, Sam, and we'll check that as well. So on the on this limited mix, these are kind of the problem frequencies I'm finding. I'm thinking that the vocals could be a little bit brighter than they are, and there's just some muddiness in the mid range. Overall, that's kind of it as far as what I would say that's kind of the problems that are causing. Now, in a way, I'm doing kind of broad EQ because this is over the 2-track, but these kind of frequencies I'd be finding in the acoustic guitar and in the vocals. So let me just take this to the limited mix, the unlimited mix. I'm just going to put this on there. I'll just change some, the gain structure of it a second. So the 3 frequencies we have. You can hear that resonant when it kind of plays a little bit harder. You can hear it just pumps out a little bit. So they're the things I'm taking out. What else would I do? So if this was me, I would be doing some kind of boost some more 50 hertz. I'm just going to go through the 2-track first before I do any of the individual tracks. So let me just go down to Plug-in Alliance. I like to use the Amic EQ. Where is it? Plug-in Alliance. There you are. This one, just get some brightness. Instead of brightening the vocals here, I'm going to brighten it on here instead. Let's just go down to... pull this Taylor Swift song up as reference as well. Oh, she's not on Spotify, is she? I'll have to get it later. I'd add this. Anything stereo. Doing those little maneuvers, just making it sound a little bit wider and a bit fuller. In a way, this is kind of like mastering, but I am kind of going through what I would do within the mix itself, if that makes sense to you. So what I'm doing now on the 2-track is what I would do on the individual tracks to create what I'm doing on the master. So I'm theoretically mastering this, but I'm thinking more with a mixing head more so than mastering. So you can hear the difference now. Then we're going to add a little bit of compression. Let's just get an SSL. I mean, I'm kind of just going how I'm feeling right now. There's no kind of straight away. There's no thing that I'm actually just doing. I'm doing very, very minimal stuff. I'm literally hardly touching this. Do you know what, actually? I got a new plugin the other day by, I think, Baby Audio, I think they call it. And it's a new, Baby Audio tape, which I'm going to try. Well, that destroys it. Let's just use a preset. As I say, I've got no issues with using presets. I'm just trying to just change up the tape just to see what we can get out of this track. 2 Bus Love. No, I prefer the Slate one at the moment. So we'll just keep going. See what else we can do. Maybe some imaging.
Midnight, so lost. Never thought that I'd be so long. I'm in the shower dreaming. Start thinking about you. Everything's thought that I'd be so long.
If you listen, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you what I've done, and by doing what I've done, those subtle differences is making quite a big difference. So if you listen to, I'm gonna listen to R1, but I'm gonna play his old one just to get the LUFS, just so we can match it.
I wish I was worthy without you.
He's around -2. Subtle. I can hear it's a little bit more, mine one's got a little bit more warmth to it. It's a little bit more kind of a bit wider and a bit fuller, even though I haven't changed anything within the production. It is very subtle, but because of what I've done, I can probably get the track louder as well in LUFS, and like perceived loudness, it will come across louder even though it's not necessarily. So we just, for example, let's just do a tester where we'll go, we'll take this and this to the end one, and we'll go like that to this. Let me do this. This might be a better way to do it. So we're going to go from his one to my one. Just by doing some slight adjustments on the 2-track, and the biggest difference is this kind of mud, which I've taken out, which is, the less low end you have and the less mud you have in a track, the louder you can get it without any problems. One last thing I probably would do, actually thinking about it on here as well, is after my imaging, I might add another EQ Pultec. I love adding the Pultec on the where are we? On the mix bus or mastering. This one, it just adds this amazing bottom end, which I just love. So they're just very subtle movements for me that I think this track would need just to take it to the next level. Like I say, I'm not always right, but they're just some changes that I would make. So that's the 2 tracks. So that's the kind of where I would go with it. Now, I know... Sam, you mentioned about the... Sam, let's talk to me about the vocal. You mentioned about the de-essing. You said you had some issues with it. So I can go through that now. And all of these problems that we're going to go through, these are all going to add up, and they're going to be what's going to make it a lot easier towards the end of the chain. I've kind of worked backwards there. I kind of went through the issues at the end on the 2 track and not at the start. So if I sort those issues out within the track, whether it's the acoustic guitar or the vocal, then you probably wouldn't be having those issues that you're having later on. So that's kind of the thought process of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. You're saying the S's are very harsh on the first 2 lines. So normally I'll do clip gain in Pro Tools, which you can do on Logic as well. Let's have a look at what you've done. Like I say, some of the plugins I don't have, so it's not exactly a very fair, example. But
every day is the same. The sun has gone.
So the sun has gone, I've noticed. So let me just start fresh. I'm just going to take these first 3 lines, and this is how I would go ahead and process this. You've got some automation on, I see. Oh, just some delays. Okay. Reset. I'll just have this going out to your mix bus, wherever that is. Where's a mix bus? It's like a game. Let me have a look where you've done this. Mix bus is bus 200. Bus 200. Wow. I was never going to find that.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Right, so let's have a look at this.
Every day is the same. Every day is the same. The sun.
So when I'm editing a vocal, the first thing I try and find is, okay, what is the issue with the vocal? What Sam has just told me now, he said the issue is the S's. So what does that make me want to do? It makes me want to put a de-esser on, right? De-esser is to take out the S's. So the way that I find a de-esser is I do 2 things. One, I just slap a de-esser on, don't change anything. If it works, I'm very happy. And if it doesn't, I'll show you what I do.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same.
He likes to put the mix bus out of the way. Yeah, I know. I know the feeling, Sam.
Every day is the same.
Right. To be completely honest, that seems to have done it for me.
Every
But
day is the same. Every day is the same.
The same. There, and then so hear it with this off.
Every day is the same.
And then hear it with it on.
Every day is the same.
That has caught it. Right, but if it was still causing issues, or Sam, you're still hearing it, the trick that I do is I go to my FabFilter Pro Q3.
Every day is the same. Every day is the same.
Right, it's
The
that.
sun has gone.
That's what's causing the problem. So what I'll do is I'll take that and I'll go 4490, and I'll go to my de-esser and I'll go 4490, and then take the EQ off.
Every day is the same.
Boom.
The sun has gone.
That has sorted the problem.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
So there's 2 ways to do this. So there's one to put it via a de-esser, or you can use a multi-band. Wave C1 do a great one. This one. And oh no, not this one. It's the Sidechain SC1. This one. And I just use a preset. There's a preset on here called Mary Vox, which is basically what a de-esser is basically doing, which is kind of interesting because if you look at what my original EQ was, is I boosted it, and this is taking it out. So what you do is if the the de-esser is normally covering a wider range than just a certain frequency. So if I've got an issue in like just literally one frequency, there are multiple ways to do it. You can either use a FabFilter Pro Q3, you could use a multiband, you could use a de-esser to take it out, and then there's multiple ways. Now, depending on what day it is and what plugin I like to use, this plugin here is a C1, which is great, by Waves. And I just go here and I put the number in, which was 4490, and I just pull the threshold down, so it's similar to a de-esser.
Every day is the same. Every day is the same.
But can you see it's a bit more, it's taking...
Every day is the same. Every day is the same.
It's just taking out a little bit, and it's just cleaning it up. So if that frequency is causing a problem throughout the whole track, let's say, I'll use that in my vocal chain, and I'll put that wherever in the vocal chain, maybe at the start or in the middle or after the EQ. And if it's only really causing a problem when the compressor is in, I'll then put it after the compressor. When I EQ'd the vocal brighter and then the S was harsher, but I de-essed after the EQ and comp. So yeah, you can de-ess after the EQ and comp. So depending on how this was recorded, Sam, and what mic this is on, I personally, with my setup on vocal recording, I always record with a de-esser on. But if I'm at a different studio where I don't have a de-esser, I will tend to use a de-esser first in the chain. Because if you have S's like constantly, funnily enough, I've actually got a de-esser on this vocal. Sorry, something's just popped up on Twitch. To stop this now. But what I will do is, if I don't have a de-esser when I'm recording in, I'll always put a de-esser on at the start. And the reason for that is because if you add compression, all you're doing is just boosting all the S's that you don't want. So sometimes the compressor will add an S because you've put the compressor on. Therefore, then I would put a de-esser after the compressor. But as a safety net, I would always put the de-esser kind of first in the chain, because I think of it like this. I eliminate any issues in the vocal before I do any additive stuff. Adding a compressor is adding or boosting volume. Well, it's reducing the dynamic range, which in turn is boosting the volume of everything. So if you've got a problem with the vocal and it needs de-essing before the compressor, you're not helping yourself by putting the compressor on, are you? So if you put the de-esser on first, you're then going to help yourself when you put the compressor on. Now, that's one scenario. If you have another scenario where you put the de-esser on first, you put a compressor on, and then there's still an issue, well, just use another de-esser or use a C1. If you're only getting the problem when you're adding a compressor, if you haven't put a de-esser on, it's only the problem after the compressor, maybe change the compressor. Maybe the compressor isn't working with the vocal. Or if you are going to use that compressor, then just fix it after the compressor. There are multiple ways. I'm not sure how you did it in your one. You said there was an issue. Yeah, you put it after the C2 DS, but how broad is it? Yeah, see, your de-essing is super broad. You're going from 3K to 14K. Look at my de-esser. I'm only tackling certain things. So your issue you've got there is if you do lots of de-essing over a broad range, you're going to be ruining all the other frequencies in the spectrum. If there's only one frequency that's causing the problem in the S's, you're better off just only aiming for that one and doing 5 dB of gain reduction on the de-esser than doing 4 dB to try and get that last dB over the whole broad range of the EQ. Does that make sense? Because, around 3K doesn't necessarily need de-essing. That could be fine, but what you've done is you've just tried to expand the whole thing just to kind of cover everywhere because you weren't sure where the frequency was coming from. So if you use the EQ, find out where the issue is within the vocal, then you can just target that, and then that way you can hit the de-esser even harder because it's only on that certain point. It's not going to affect anything else. I hope that kind of makes sense to everyone. Like I say, I'm not always right, but that's kind of how I do it. So the de-esser I have got on this vocal, to me, is working. So that would be my first plugin in the chain.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Now I'm noticing it just needs some EQing. So I will again sort any problems out.
Heavy day,
There's a lot of low end in this.
heavy days,
Which is very close to the mic.
heavy day, heavy days the same.
Now, this frequency here,
Heavy days the same.
that was what I was taking out on the 2-track,
Heavy days the
which tells me that it may not have been taken out originally enough. There you go. If you look at the 2-track, when I was taking things out, look, and there you go. That's what I was hearing. You didn't take enough out, and you could have taken a little bit more out. So that would just be one, something that I would do. So
heavy days the same. Heavy days the same.
again,
Heavy
problem
days
frequency.
the heavy days the same. The sun. Heavy days the same. The sun has gone. Heavy days the same. Heavy days the same. Heavy days the same. Heavy days. Heavy days the same.
No, the rest is fine.
Heavy days the same. The sun has gone.
So that would be my starter EQ for that vocal.
Heavy days the same. The sun has gone.
Let me just mute.
Heavy days the same. The sun has gone.
Now, I mean, it doesn't necessarily need any compression. I might add some brightness. I know, as you saw earlier on the EQ that I didn't add, well, I did originally add some there, and I said no, and I added it on the 16K because I said that the vocals could be a little bit brighter. So one thing that I kind of do is, depending on how it's been recorded, if there has been lots of processing on the vocal going into the recording, I would do additive EQ after the first compressor. If there hasn't been much processing going on when recording the vocal, then I will do the additive EQ first before the first compressor. With this one, sometimes I will put the compressor first if the gain is all over the place, like the thing. It kind of looks like this has been tracked with some sort of compression. I may be wrong, but it doesn't look very dynamic, the waveforms. So therefore, I'm not going to put a compressor to begin with. I'm going to do some additive EQ. And to do that, I am going to use a Pultec because it's nice, or I swap between the Marg, depending on what I like. Why not pull 2 EQs up and see what we prefer? Let's have a look at the Marg EQ. And the Pultec. We might use both. Maybe we don't need to, but we'll see. So let's just look at the Marg. So now we're going to shape the vocal.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Let's try the Pultec.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
I prefer the Marg for this one.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
So Sam just said there was no processing, but I gained the vocal level before. Yeah, I knew there was something that you did because it doesn't look like it's very dynamic.
Every day.
So you've actually basically just done the job of a compressor without actually compressing it, which is, the better way to do it. To be honest, you've just done it manually.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
It's nice.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Just gonna try the compressor.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Sounding nice to me. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a compressor for tone. I love the not Paultec, the Fairchild, but the Legacy version. Where are you? Where are you? I can't find it. Too many plugins. There you are, this one.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Which comp? The Listen comp. Lison. Which one's that?
Every day is the same.
You talking this one?
Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Yeah.
Every day is the same.
You can see, yeah, I mean, so he used a vintage one. Yeah, it's a great compressor. I like it. It sounds good to me. I'm normally between that and the LA2A, but this one's nice. I like the fact as well I can do a blend mode, like parallel compression on it. Oh, why is it not showing up? There you are. But I didn't on this one. I just thought it sounded great as it was. And then I just literally added this Fairchild just for tone. I love what it does on vocals, so I leave it, and it sounds great. So
every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Then what I might do now is
every day is the same.
Use a multiband.
The sun has gone.
Just to shake the vocal.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The same. The sun has. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Then I'll just finish it off with an EQ just to take some Any difference using that and the multiband offer? No, there is no difference. The only thing about the FabFilter Pro MB is the two, when you get too close, so for example, the MB, if I was to do this and then do another one here, when I then do this, it links it. And I don't necessarily always want it to link. It just does that. I want them to be separate. Where on the C6, it's a bit more you can get a little bit more in there. It's less broad. So that's why I'm using the C6, just because I want to, and I had the C6 before the MB, to be honest. So I just used the C6 and kept it. Then I'll finish it off with maybe some just NDQ, kind of just, it's all it kind of needs.
Every day is the same. Every day is the same. Every day is the same.
Just some resonant
Every
frequencies.
day is the same. The sun has. Every day is the same. 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 The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Now that's kind of how I would leave it. If I felt like it needed a bit more brightness towards the end, I may add a Pultec to add some 16K, because on the Marg I only added 10K. So if I felt like I just wanted a little bit more top end, but this would be something that I'd maybe decide later on, is I would then just go to my Pultec, because I know that the Pultec's not a harsh high end, it's quite mellow. So I would go to that and I would go Pultec.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
If it's really good.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
If I wanted some more body, but I'd maybe do that at the end. And that's kind of it for the vocal, really. I mean,
every day is the same.
Then if I was to do some
The
processing on
sun
this, I like to. Have you got an effects bus on here for all your effects? Is that going to be hiding, or where are your delay? Are your delays just going straight to your mix bus, Sam? Yep, they are. Fine. So what I would do is, with this vocal in particular, I would put this again to your mix bus, which is on bus 200. Let's not forget that. And I might add, what shall I add? A doubler. I like the doublers. I like to get it kind of chorusy without hearing the chorus. Where's Dimension D? Have I got that? Or I have a template, so I never really look for the plugins. I think is it this one I use? No, I have the other one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through, Studio D. They're actually the same. They're just, Studio D I think is newer, but it's the same thing. I always just go all buttons in.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same.
Don't want any of that bottom in there.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Then I would add, what am I on, 65.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Just going to add a space to put this in. Put the vocal in a space.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Where are you?
Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same.
I love the sunset chamber.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Oh, That's mono. Should be stereo.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Do some EQ on the reverb.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same.
Maybe put some
The
plate on there as well. So
sun
I'm kind of using the hole for depth and the plate for like a. I'll use a plate now just to add a little bit of width to it. Let's just use the EMT 140 plate. EMT 140. Where are we? Sometimes I use just one delay, sometimes I use two. It just depends really what I fancy. UAD, where are we? EMT 140.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Just like a short play.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
And I've got one that's a bit more pushed back.
Every day is the same. The sun
To
has.
be honest with you, I could just use a plate and maybe bring in the hall for the chorus or vice versa.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
It's just about experimenting, seeing what you like. There is no right or wrong way. Or
Every day is the same.
let's just get like a slap on here. So these are just things that I would be doing to this vocal to get this to sit right in this mix. Where are we? And then we're gonna use. I've got this. This was a free plugin. Let's just use this because it sounds good. No, let's do a 1/16 because that's like a slap, isn't it? Maybe put some saturation on it.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Maybe make it a bit more mono.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
That's nice.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same.
Just gonna try another
The
reverb.
sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Now I prefer the chamber.
Every day is the same. The sun
Then
has
maybe I'll put a
gone.
1/8 delay on.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun
Just use the
has
same plugin
gone.
again. Why not?
Every day is the same.
Maybe make it a 1/8.
Every day is the same. The sun.
Just realised that I didn't put the mix on that. I wondered why it was quite quiet.
Every day's the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is the same. The sun has gone.
Let's try one take.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone. Every day is leaves are falling faster. The time is. Every day is the same. The sun has gone. When will I see you again? It's almost midnight. So lost. Never thought that I'd be so lonely.
Then what I might do is in the chorus parts or whatever part this is. So
Dreaming, I start overthinking.
at this point, I might do this.
Wish I was dreaming, I start overthinking about you.
I like to create like you're going into something. Every time the track is going, you've got to feel it, and it's like you're going into this new world at this point. So I may bring in like a quarter note delay, let's say. Let's just try something. I mean, you know, I am literally just experimenting here, not doing anything, you know, that's different. Let's just try Sound Toys. Let's do Valhalla Vintage Verb if I've got on here. Not Valhalla, Valhalla Delay. Let's just try a dual one. Maybe mix all the way up. Maybe let's try quarter note. I like this one. Underwater.
Wish I was dreaming, I start overthinking about you. Everything's blurry. Wish I was dreaming, I start overthinking about you.
So, and then what I'd do is I would then automate it. So, where are we? Main. It would be this one, and we would basically have it muted, and then bring it in on here.
Wish I was dreaming, I start overthinking about you. Everything's blurry. I wish I was worthy without
Dotted 1-4.
you. Wish I was dreaming, I start overthinking about
That's lovely, that.
you.
So you've gone now into this new kind of world.
Everything's blurry. I wish I was worthy without you.
Maybe widen it up. This is a free plugin. Just going to widen the delay just to create space for the lead vocal to come through.
Wish I was dreaming, I start overthinking about you. Everything's blurry. I wish I was worthy without you.
And then with the yoo-hoo part, I know obviously there was some delay and effects on there, but you know, here,
You.
If I was to just take this and do this, and I'm just going to mute what he had use just for now because I've got the effects on, and I would then go here and I would get maybe another delay, and I'll go 100. I like doing dual, sounds good, and I would go 1, 2, maybe like this again, maybe use the BD, which is great, and then just take the end, and then
Thinking about you. Thinking about you. Thinking about you.
can you hear that? So you got this.
Thinking about you. Everything.
And that carries over to that verse.
Thinking about you.
And then what I would do is I would then probably alternate the volume because it's on 100% on this track. I've done it as a separate thing. I'd then go read, and I'll go touch, and I would do this. Oh, T-touch, just do it relative. Maybe let's not do that one. Let's just take these all off.
Overthinking about you.
That's what I would do.
Dreaming, I started overthinking about you.
Maybe a bit lower in volume.
Dreaming, I started overthinking about you.
So that would kind of be what I would do on the vocal side of things. And then I know, so let me all know what you think of that. So I kind of try and create a storyline within the storyline. So obviously the song is about something. So what I'm trying to do is here, I'm trying to create something that kind of goes along with that. And that sense of feeling that you're getting from listening to the song, the job of the mixer is to get that sense of feeling on how you're listening to the song, but in a sonic kind of way. So certain delays in certain parts, whatnot. It's all about feeling, and it's just feel, and there's not really an answer kind of for it. You just got to feel it. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. It really is true. Let's have a look at the electric guitars. I noticed there's a lot of amp noise. Was it a real amp, or was it a like an amp sim? Is he going to tell me? What I tend to do with real amps or amp sims, I use an NS1. Real amp is still noisy. Okay, if that's an issue, I'll just use this NS1. This will be a noise suppressor, and I'll put it across all of them. Without it, with it on. You do lose some sustain, but if you put that at the first, and then you can add the sustain with the reverb, that would be how you would get the noise out of that. Sounding is, it's all great so far. I know you wanted me to mention the bass. A lot of the time with the bass, you were talking about the sound not being quite right. That's just playing around with bass amp, bass sounds. That's just preference. But let's see what you're doing. See, one thing I did notice, which could be causing your issues as well, is Logic MIDI bass. Okay. Right, well, normally frequencies like this. And then with bass, what I tend to do is, especially if it's like a MIDI bass, is I'll then use R bass and add some more bass. Maybe around with it on. To me, that's made a massive difference.
Dreaming, I start overthinking about you.
But to be honest with you, I would use a real bass. I'd just get a real bass player if you wanted to get that kind of real feel. So I'm going through this now. We've been over an hour, so I've got to have an evening. I have a newborn baby, so I have to. Well, I can't be too late. So these are real drum kits. That snare sounds like it's got some phase on it. Is it phasing? Let's just reverse the phase. No, it's fine, it's in phase. Let's have a look at what you've done. So I can't see what you've done on that channel because I don't have metric halo. See, already I can hear on that it's gonna maybe do this. Again, with drums like this, I normally like to use this plugin, 220.
Everything's blurry, I wish I was worthy.
Yeah, you boosted it at 5.
Everything's blurry, I wish I was
Overheads, I'll take some low end out because you don't really need it. Again, I don't know what this is on the kit. It's quite hard to kind of see it because I don't have all the plugins, so I don't exactly know what you've done and what you haven't. But everything looks about right. API, not API, piano. Just going through. Talking about production, I honestly, I wouldn't really change anything. I think it sounds great as it is. It's not. I'm hearing this. That could be coming out. Clean it up. So again, all these little maneuvers, these things I'm doing, these are going to eliminate problems that I was getting on the mix bus to begin with. You know, when I was going through the separate things. What's going on here? Synths all sound good. Don't know what's going on here with this EQ job. Some very dramatic EQ, which, you know, isn't an issue. It's just, obviously there was a problem at the time, so you were doing something. Normally with bells and that, I like to take high end off, just because I always feel like it sounds more expensive. I feel like when something sounds a bit more lo-fi, it kind of sounds a bit more kind of, I guess, don't really know what the word is, I guess more expensive. It can sound a bit cheap with the high kind of stuff. So not that this sounds cheap, it's more just the fact of normally with high bells and, you know, if I'm talking generally speaking, I tend to roll off high end just to save me kind of from that. Or from it sounding too piercing to the ear is another one. Just looking, I'm haven't seen everything. I'm kind of looking at this at the same time you guys are too. Again, I'm not going to know because I don't have all the plugins. I was saying to Sam earlier, I can't keep buying all the plugins that I get sent. So this guitar. Again, there's some low end build up on this guitar that it doesn't need. You're never going to need that. Again, I'm not sure what he was doing on that Metric Halo channel. The Metric Halo channel is another EQ. It's great, by the way. Loads of people use it. I just don't have it. I used to have it years ago. And then I'd probably add, maybe this, maybe a bit of, just a bit of presence.
Worthy without you.
If I just slap a limiter on that vocal mix so we can get it up to the other one, so we can see where are we? FabFilter Pro L2.
You. Diamonds off. Oh, wish I was dreaming. I started overthinking about you. It's off. Oh, wish I was dreaming. Overthinking about you. Everything's blurry. I wish I was worthy without. The timing's off. The timing's off. Oh, the timing's off. Oh, the timing's off. The timing's off. The timing's off. The timing's off. Oh, the timing's off. Oh, wish I was dreaming. I started overthinking about you. Every I was worthy without you. The timing's off. The timing's off. Oh, wish I was dreaming. I started overthinking about you.
So that's kind of where I would take it. Obviously, it's got different mix bus processing on because I didn't have all of the plugins like the Ozone 8s, and there was some others that he had on there originally with the unlimited mix. So it's going to sound slightly different, but you kind of can see where I would take that and kind of the comments that I would make. But overall, you know, it's a great mix. There's nothing really that's causing any issues. It was mainly just kind of the low mid-range that could just do with some cleaning. And if you noticed on the acoustic guitar, I noticed the problem straight away is originally, well, I've changed it now on here, but there was none of this taken out. And that was, to me, what was causing the problems. And it's interesting because before even knowing about what EQ was on this guitar, if you look at what I've taken out, it's pretty much similar to what I've taken out here, between 2 to 500. Look at that big dip, and it's the biggest dip on the actual 2 track as well. So if that had been done before I'd done the 2 bus, so if I'd done this, let's say, prior to doing this, because I've done this, I probably wouldn't even need to do this EQ now, or if I did, it would probably be like here, because I would have sorted it out. Now, you can obviously save, if you get the mix better within the individual tracks, it's going to be a better mix overall than just doing it at the end, as I'm sure a lot of you know. So that would be the reason why I always try and say, kind of get the mix as best sounding as it can before mastering, before any of this 2-track processing is done, because you're going to be able to get it louder, you're going to be able to get it wider, it's going to sound better, it's going to sound cleaner, and in general it will just be a better sonic sounding record. So that's why I always try and avoid doing stuff on the mix bus. I do very minimal stuff in the mix bus these days. I'm literally doing some spreads, some slight EQ, but if I'm having to do any more than 2 dB of EQ on my 2 bus, I will go back into the session and find out where the problem is, because that is normally where the problem is coming from. So yeah, so I'm just reloading to see if there was any messages, just so I can see if anyone said anything. Oh, I can't. Let me go on Twitch on here. My laptop's just ran out of battery. So, but yeah, have you all enjoyed the Twitch so far, the stream? I hope it's been some help. Bear with me a second while I just check the comments. Just going to log in. So if there's any questions you want to ask, guys, let me know, and we can I can answer some questions for you. I'm just on it now. Oh, I need to download the app. 1 second. I'm just going to play back the original final mix, or the 2-track that I did as well, while I'm waiting for this.
Every day is the same. The sun has gone. The leaves are falling faster. The timing's off. Oh, wish I was dreaming. I started overthinking about you. Everything's blurry. I wish I was worthy without you. That I'd be so long. I wish I was dreaming. I started overthinking about you.
That was produced by Sam, an amazing producer, and this was his mix that I've just played, which is fantastic. So yeah, thanks for letting me use the track. Sam, I'm giving you some feedback. Hope it was helpful, and kind of you can see kind of what I would do if I was to mix this and kind of where to take it, and just kind of the certain elements that I've added, like the EQ, the compression, and all of that kind of stuff. So I appreciate that you think it's great knowledge. Thank you. I can see all the comments on a separate account on a laptop, but it's run out of battery, so I'm not sure if I'm getting everybody's comments. But I'm going to leave it as that for the Twitch, just because it's getting late. And yeah, so I just want to say thank you very much, everyone, for streaming in. I really appreciate it. Again, this is a track called Dreaming by Sam Doherty, produced and mixed by him. And so, yes, yeah, it's unreleased, which is cool. So we were lucky to be able to get this as well and kind of go through it. And yeah, I'm always looking for different kind of tracks to stream, to either mix or to give mix feedback on. I'm always happy to help when I can. So yeah, I will see you all next week. It will either be Tuesday or Wednesday next week. I'll let you know. It'll be on my Instagram. And yeah, I think that is everything. Let me just check the comments again. Hope you all have a lovely evening. And I'm going to stop the stream now. Stuck in my head now, this song.
The sun has gone.
Cheers, guys. Thank you so much for streaming in. I'll see you all next week.
The time is up.